Hi everyone, happy Tappin Tuesday. I'm Mary Wall. This week I have a video for my level 1 people. Hello level 1 people, and welcome back to my Tappin Tuesday series of 6 essential steps for my different levels. So we have got 6 more to do today, and I'm going to be honest, these are the last 6 of my level 1 essential steps. And typically, after everyone has these well enough, we start putting together routines and using these essentials to build tap choreography. Pretty much everything we do is introduced in the never too late level. But for my level 1 people, it is really all about trying to really master these steps and combinations. So if you've noticed that this is the same sort of stuff that Never Too Late's doing, you're right. It's just faster and hopefully cleaner and improving. Now, as I continue my Essential Step series, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with you guys after this point, because Never Too Late probably has a few more to go. My level 2s, we're not even close to being halfway through the stuff that I introduced to them. So I am contemplating what I'm going to do. I'm not sure yet. I'll have something for you every month. I will continue to do something, but the Essential Steps series will be pretty much wrapped up at this point. Okay, so the first essential step for this week is the Waltz Clog. Now, a Waltz Clog is actually a fairly simple combination. It's a step and it's a shuffle ball change. The rhythm is what is really important about this, and getting it nice and clean and making sure you're doing it with the correct rhythm is really what you want to work on. So you're going to do your step, shuffle, ball change. Then the other foot goes. Now, technically, you should stay on your toes. We're going sort of slow, so I'm going to, when I do the step, it's going to be more of a stamp where I'm going to put my foot down. As we go faster, you'll see I stay on my toes for this. So you're going to do step, shuffle, ball change, 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 step. 1 and 2 and 3. 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 1 and 2. Okay, so it has a waltz rhythm, hence the name Waltz Clog. And I believe that this is a step that was derived from a clogging step. So that's where the name comes from. If you're trying to get the rhythm right, sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Okay, so that should help you. 1 and 2 and 3. Step, shuffle, ball change. Step, shuffle, ball change. Okay, again, so this was introduced to you in Never Too Late. In level 1, we do it a little bit faster. We try to stay on our toes. The other thing we do is, because so much of my level 1 is taking all these combinations and putting them into choreography, I don't do a lot of things in a waltz rhythm at level 1 in terms of song choice. Pretty much everything is in what they call common time or 4/4 time, where you count to 4 to complete a measure, not 3 like you do with waltzes. But very, very typically at a level 1, I will add a couple of steps. So we'll have 2 measures worth of Waltz Clogs, where you're going 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Dancers count to 8. We're also musicians. We technically should probably count to 4, but for things like this, I find it easier to count to 8 for people. Okay, that is your first essential step for this week, the Waltz Clog. Your second essential step for this week is a step known as a running shuffle. I had a teacher that always called them spring shuffles, and that's what I've called them for a long time. And someone asked me one time if I was British, because that's what the Brits call them, spring shuffles. No, I did have a tap teacher who was British, though, once upon a time, and I think that's where I picked that up. So, running shuffles is the more common name. Basically, it's just step shuffle, step shuffle, step shuffle, step shuffle. This is a great one for working on speed. It should have a nice triplet rhythm. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and a 8. So you're going step shuffle, step shuffle, step shuffle, step shuffle, step shuffle. When I work on these in Never Too Late, I don't do it with music. And it's because we start out super slow and we gradually go faster. And I want my students to work on the speed that goes with this step and to see how fast they can get it. But again, level 1, we're working with music, and so you have to be able to find the correct rhythm for the music to go with it. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, so that is your running shuffle. Let's do that one more time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5, 6 and a 7 and 8 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5, 6 and a 7 and 8. Okay, running shuffles. That is your second essential step for this week. Your third essential step for this week, and this is the very last thing I teach my Never Too Late people, and it is the most complex thing that they learn, and this is a combination that is typically called a Broadway or Shirley Temple, but there seems to be millions of names for this step. It's also called an Alexander. I've heard it called an Eleanor Powell. I've heard it called a Back to Broadway, a 42nd Street step, a Rockette step, a Manhattan, a Brooklyn, a busboy. I'm not sure where all these names come from, but it's just one of those steps that everyone knows how to do it. No one's quite sure what to call it. But I have found that the Broadway is probably the most common name for it. Second most common is probably the Shirley Temple. The combination is fall, lap, heel, heel, spank, heel, tip, heel. Fall, lap, heel, heel, spank, heel, tip, heel. You start with a flap. We're going to start on the right foot. And unlike a lot of flaps, you're not going to shift your weight completely. You are going to put weight into it, but you're still you're evenly divided now between your 2 feet. Fall, lap. Then you do a left heel, right heel. When you do that right heel, get those left toes off the floor, because then you have your spank, heel, tip, heel. Then the other foot goes fall, lap, heel, heel, spank, heel, tip, heel. Okay, this is, it's tricky, trying to get the correct coordination. The hardest thing most people have is doing that flap and then not dropping that heel. You want to drop the opposite heel first. Every component changes feet. So you flap right, heel left, heel right, spank left, heel right, left, right. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay? The flap is the only component that makes 2 sounds. Okay, so let's do some of these nice and slow. Again, this is something that when I introduce it in Never Too Late, we start it really slow and we're doing it. I spend a whole class breaking this step down and starting to drill people on it. When you get to level 1, again, we're doing a lot of choreography, so it depends on the music as far as what speed we're going to go. So nice and slow, though, because you might still be struggling with this one. You're going to do fall, lap, heel, heel, spank, heel, tip, heel. 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 Okay, you really want to work on mastering this one. I always tell beginning tap dancers, once you've got this step, this is a step you're going to show people. When they say, oh, you're taking some tap dance classes, let me see what you can do. And you're just going to pull that out because it's very impressive to people who are not tap dancers. Okay, so that was your third essential step for this week, the Broadway. All right. Moving on, your fourth essential step for this week is a step you already know. It's a cramp roll, but we do it a little faster in tap one typically. So instead of doing step, step, heel, heel, that is your never too late version of the cramp roll. We're going to go step, step, heel, heel. Step, step, heel, heel. Step, step, heel, heel. So it's faster and the rhythm's a little syncopated. We're also going to do these starting on the left foot. So that's going to be step, step, heel, heel. Step, step, heel, heel. Step, step, heel, heel. Step, step, heel, heel. Okay, so let's do some starting right again and then some starting left. So you've got 5, 6, 7, 8, step, step, heel, heel. Step, step, heel, heel. Step, step, heel, heel. Step, step, heel, heel. Okay, starting on the left side, 5, 6, 7, 8, step, step, heel, heel. Step, step, heel, heel. Step, step, heel, heel. Step, step, heel, heel. Okay, one thing I do at level 1 very often in the choreography comes up a combination with the cramp roll and clapping your hands. That is your faster cramp roll, faster syncopated cramp roll. That is your fourth essential step. The fifth essential step for this lesson is going to be the crossover shuffle. We're going to do it a little faster than what you typically do in Never Too Late. So by the time you get to level 1, you should have your fast shuffles pretty good. And I'm going to face you so you can sort of see what's happening. So instead of crossing like that, we're going to go. Okay, so you want to relax those feet and ankles as much as possible. You're using that fast shuffle, and basically on that second brush, that's really just sort of the bounce off the floor of the toes, you're just kind of twisting at that hip and turning that leg out, and then you straighten it on the next one. Okay, so we're going to do 6 with the crossing and uncrossing, and then the 7th shuffle will go straight in step. So starting with the right foot, you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, straight step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so that is your fast crossover shuffle. And that is your 5th essential step for this week. Okay, the 6th essential step for this week is a little thing that I sometimes add into choreography. It's very simple actually, but it kind of gives you an idea of the different places toe tips and heel digs can happen. Typically you learn that the toe tip is behind, sometimes it's back here, but it doesn't have to be. And your heel dig is typically done to the front. But this is a little step I add in sometimes as a filler. If I've got a couple of measures of music that I'm not sure what to do with that are kind of transitioning, we might do this, okay? So you're going to start with a toe tip, but instead of taking it to the back or across the back, you're going to take it to the side, okay? So that's your toe. Then you're going to do a heel dig and turn the foot out. Then you're going to do that toe tip again. Then you're going to step. Then you do the other side. Okay, so you've got toe, heel, toe, step, toe, heel, toe, step, toe, heel, toe, step, toe, heel, toe, step. And this, I don't know if this has a name. I just call it toe, heel, toe, step. And like, again, I use it for sometimes a little filler at level 1. So it does sometimes come up. You could also do the reverse where you're going heel, step, heel, toe, step, heel, toe, step, heel, toe, heel, step. Okay, that is your 6th essential step for this week. The toe, and the heel, toe, heel. Okay, let's go through everything that we learned today, kind of putting things all together, starting with those waltz clogs. You have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, step, shuffle, ball change. Step, shuffle, ball change. Step, shuffle, ball change. Step, shuffle, ball change. Running shuffles, 1 and 2 and 3. Broadway. Cramp, rolls to toe, heel, heel. We're going to do a stamp and change sides. Crossovers. Again, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, straight. Toe, heel, toe, toe, heel, toe. Again, toe, heel, toe, toe. Now heels first. Heel, toe, heel, heel, toe, heel, heel, toe, heel, heel, toe, heel. There you have it. Those are your 6 essential steps for level 1 for this week. This also wraps up the Essential Steps series for level 1. Not sure what next month's going to bring you guys. We'll have to see. Maybe a little choreography.